Hello, Guru Nation. Welcome to our podcast in the car series with Kobe. You think this thing's getting you? Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, yeah.
So Kobe helps me he shadows with me when I monitor. I'm a contract CRA. We're grooming Kobe. He's one of our coordinators at the site. He's going to actually get into his story. Because we got a question from a viewer and a listener. And this is exactly what, this is unplanned, spontaneous podcast. But this listener / viewer asked this question about how to break into the industry. But let's just tell him what we did today. So Kobe is a coordinator at one of my sites, but today he shadows for me as a CRA. So he's serves as my assistant when I do monitoring visits at a site that requires a long commute, right, all the way from Orange County, California, which those not familiar is south of LA, to Ventura, California, which is north of LA. So you're going about 100 miles through the epicenter of SoCal traffic. It's like 2.5 hours each way. So Kobe is gracious enough to drive me and also help me out when I'm monitoring. So, and we're grooming him to be a CRA as well. But most of the time, Kobe's a coordinator and a rater, a psychometric rater at our site in Orange County. But what was today's question? The viewer asked.
Well, I think you said it before. What's the best way to break in, or what's the best position when you do break in?
Yeah, the best way to break into the industry.
Yeah, clinical research.
So I'll give you the short answer, and then Kobe's going to tell you what he did. So the short answer is anywhere you can, anything you can, even if it's taking out the site's trash, okay, or if it's a hospital, wherever you can find your first position, that's not going to be where you end your career. There's tons of opportunities in this space. Kobe and I were just talking about it earlier. Once you're in, there's just so many different directions you can go, especially with the more degrees that you have. Kobe's a master's degree, so there's a lot of things he can do. Earlier today, I was talking to a CRA, a senior CRA, who doesn't have a degree, but got grandfathered in, and now they're thinking about doing other things, right? Like at the site level or the consulting level. There's a lot of things you can do. So my answer in short is anywhere you can get started. One of the good things about our CRA Academy is we offer this internship for all of our graduates. Now you have to pass the class. You have to pass the final. You have to get the score to pass the class, right? But if you do that, you can intern, and then you start getting experience on your CV. That's really the hardest thing to do in this industry. Yeah. So how did you get started, Kobe? What was... I know we've done this before, but a lot of people haven't seen that one. So what?
Yeah, well,
how did you get started?
I actually have a video up on my channel, Coordinated Adventures. So if you guys want to check that out, if you're on Dan's site, you can link me in or something.
Yes.
To my channel. So I have a video on that. But I started out, funny enough, just messaging Dan, this guy on Instagram, saying, "Hey, I really want to get into this industry. What do I have to do?" Because I was getting a lot of interviews, phone interviews, and a lot of callbacks, but I didn't really get anything because I didn't have any concrete experience. So I just kept checking in with Dan, like, "Hey, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it." And that's just basically me trying to get an internship, just to show him that, hey, I'm down to put in the work. I'm down to learn all the basics of this industry or whatever I need to, clinical research. So I just kept messaging him over and over again, and he finally said, "Yeah, all right, let's give him a shot." And so I started at the internship level, and that lasted for about 4 months. Internships range from 3 to 6 months, depending on...
Yeah, usually 3 to 6 months. Once you start getting that experience, if that place where you're interning is not going to hire you, you have the experience to get a job at that point.
Oh, of course.
But in most places, we'll feel like, okay, this person, we like them.
If you're adequate enough.
Yeah, like with you, we liked you. We saw that you learned quickly. You know what you're doing. You have the master's degree, which was very good for us at that time.
Yep.
So you can start doing some of the rating skills. Why don't you explain what's a rating skill? A lot of people are watching, and they don't have this in every indication. It's really unique to psych.
Yeah. So the psychometric rating scales, that's just basically how we actually collect the hard data. Whether we're doing a study on depression or Alzheimer's or schizophrenia or whatever study you're doing, you need a way to collect this data. And whether it's the coordinator who's qualified, a rater, or the PI, or even the sub-I, they have to administer these assessments. And depending on your study, is going to tell you which assessments you need to administer. So maybe for the schizophrenia one, I've done the PANS, the positive and negative, and I think it's neutral. No, positive and negative.
Positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. I've done that one about at least 30 times, at least by now.
About a year or over a year.
No, year's hitting in next month.
Oh, a year. So not even a year.
Yeah, so not even a year.
Wow.
I've done that one a lot. That just measures exactly what it says: the positive, the negative, and
Yeah. Now, something important that, so you initially wanted to be a CRA,
yeah, initially, yes.
which a lot of people do initially. And then once you get in, that's another good thing about getting in. You're going to actually learn what the jobs are in the industry. It's not just CRA. Everyone thinks it's just CRA. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's initially what most people want to do, but then they realize, hey, like in your case, you want to do like more of these psychometric skills, like
Yeah.
as a central
Yeah, definitely
rater.
want to utilize that.
And you'll be in demand for that because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
very few people that have that kind of experience. You also learn that you do want to monitor, but like on a contract basis,
Yeah, maybe here and there.
but not as a full-time employee.
Not as a full-time employee.
So
definitely
that's the thing about getting in is you're gonna learn
not. Yeah. You learn quickly
what you want to do, and you'll start putting your roadmap together.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the first position you get is not going to be where you're going to be stuck the rest of your career. That's just the starting point.
Yeah.
So this person's question, that's the answer we have. That's your starting point. That's it. Anything you can do.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, preferably for the site.
Yeah.
You know, I had one student reach out to me yesterday. They're thinking about joining our CRA Academy. And they said they're trying to volunteer at this big academic institution near where they live, but they're not getting, they're just getting the runaround. And that's because people don't understand. If you, just having someone intern is a job for that person that's taking the intern. Like, you have to lead with what you can provide to the site. You have to have some kind of skills.
To leverage your abilities and everything together.
Kobe's ability was his master's degree and his experience with psych patients
Yeah.
in his previous career.
Of course.
That was great. As soon as I heard that and saw that on his CV, I was like, okay, we're willing to intern him. Because intern takes time. It takes time either for me or for Monica or whomever else at the site is in charge of that intern. Moniker. Whoever's in charge of that intern, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people just think, okay, well, I'm offering my labor for free.
Yeah.
That's not attractive to anybody.
No.
You have to lead with your strengths. Maybe your strengths are you can recruit patients. Maybe you can recruit other doctors to join the network. Maybe you can make websites.
Maybe you did another coordinating job in a different field or something that you can relate those skills to.
Maybe the site specializes in oncology, and while you don't have oncology research experience, you've worked in an oncology clinic.
Yes.
Who knows? You got to figure it out. Put yourself in the shoes of that employer. Why would they want, even for free,
Yeah.
why would they want you to work there
Yeah.
or intern there?
Yeah, like you said, it just causes more, not necessarily the problems, but more work and more supervising on the CRO end or the site's end. Because, I mean, you're coming in for this experience, so, I mean, you kind of have to prove it to them, saying, hey, you don't have to baby me, give me the basics, and I'm going to do it all the others on my own, basically.
So now that you've been with us for about a year,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. August.
Coming up on a year. Wow, that's crazy.
Time flies.
So, what have you learned in that time? I mean, your view of the industry changed
Oh, yeah.
altogether, right?
Oh, yeah. Coming in, I didn't even know what the difference was between a CRA and a CRC. Now I know, and I think in my opinion, it's best to start as a CRC or as a coordinator, just because you get to interact with so many individuals on a daily basis. That being maybe fellow coordinators, PIs, sub-Is, raters, subjects, sponsors even, the CRAs. You just basically get that ground level and see can be for your future career in clinical research.
And now you have, so before you ever got started, when you were just messaging me on Instagram,
Yeah.
you had an idealistic view of research.
I had
this is what I think it is, and this is what I think I want.
Well, I didn't really have an idealistic view because I didn't know what a CRA was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know what a CRC was. But I mean, everything that's online or on job postings, it just says CRA, it's Clinical Research Associate.
Yeah.
And I mean, they just list all the experiences or requirements that you need.
But now you have a realistic view.
Yep, realistic.
And with that, you're starting to formulate a roadmap.
Yep,
Right?
exactly.
And the good thing for us is we don't just have sites. I do contract CRA, but we have our own CRO. We always need like contractors for our team, right? So we're actually training you through the site to help us with the other projects we have.
Oh, of course.
And then it's completely up to you what you want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I have that freedom.
So, final words for the viewer.
Yeah, so if you just want to break in, you got to be willing to put in that 3 to 6 month internship period. Tough it out, and I guarantee you're going to learn and find out what you want about clinical research.
Now, what if someone can't afford to intern? They have to work.
If you can't afford to intern, that's a tough one. Because I know you
Like they need a paid job.
Yeah. So I know with our other intern, Paula,
Yeah.
she was doing it part-time. If that's all you can offer, just do it part-time.
Do it when you can.
Yeah, you're
Here's
showing
the thing with
commitment.
Paula. Here's why we did that. She recruits patients for us.
Yep. That's what
She
offers.
didn't know that's what she was going to do. We told her, hey, we don't mind you interning here part-time, but that really does us very little value. What we need is more people out in the community, recruiting patients, trying to recruit doctors. And we'll even pay you on commission for that.
Yep.
So that's my advice. If you can't intern for free, at least do something like that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. Yeah, if you have to work, find any little way, even if it's maybe just one day a week. And if you bring in one patient, you'll probably be more valuable to someone who's been a coordinator there, who's been there for maybe 6 months. Just because patients equal money. And money is always better for the sites. So find your value.
Very good, Kobe. And this is not to say you can't intern for CROs or but usually it's sites.
Sites are really good.
And usually the smaller the better.
Yep.
In these cases.
Yeah.
All right.
The smaller the better.
Thank you, Kobe. Talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care.